They check our IDs, search our bags and stand on the doors of clubs and pubs across hell. But night after night they put themselves on the front line to keep us safe by throwing out troublemakers and breaking up fights. It is certainly not an easy job being a bouncer, and it is typically a male-dominated industry. But what it is like for the few women in Hull who have ditched the stereotypes and tried to break into the security scene. We spoke to two Hull mums about what it is really like to work on the doors of nightclubs in Hull as they reveal the violence they have encountered and why, at times, they can be more effective at their jobs than men. Shauna: I love my job, but female bouncers deserve more respect. Shauna loves her job, but wants more women to be employed as bouncers in Hull. After going to Hull College to study uniformed and protective services, Shauna Binks decided to take an intensive training course to be a door supervisor. That was 5 years ago, and after acquiring her security badge, the 23-year-old hasn't looked back since. It was something different and it just interested me, Shauna said. My first club was Welly and I was there from 2014 to 2017, and now I work on the doors at Piper. Shauna, who gave birth to her daughter 9 months ago, worked in bars and pubs before bagging nights at Welly, her first ever nightclub. Remembering her first shift, she said, "At first it was nerve-wracking because I had never been somewhere like that before. There were 14 staff, so I was immediately part of a bigger team, but I quickly got used to it and got on with everyone there. There were a few scary moments and it does get your adrenaline going. Luckily, I've never been personally attacked or anything like that, but I've seen colleagues be attacked, which is not nice to see. When people have had a drink, sometimes they don't care what they lash out at, and a couple of times we've had people say they've got knives on them, which has led to members of staff stepping in." Shauna with her 9-month-old daughter: "I once had to go to court when I worked at Welly as another member of door staff got assaulted. I had to leave my shift and go to the police station and give them a statement. He pleaded not guilty, so I went to court, but then he changed his plea by the time we got there." Despite some concerns over her safety, Shauna, who lives off Beverly Road, said she feels safe on shift 90% of the time. She also thinks every club in Hull should have at least one female bouncer, as she believes her gender allows her to alleviate rowdy and heated situations. Male bouncers get stick from both men and women, and males are not afraid to hit another male door supervisor, but if I speak to a male I can calm them down because not many men go out to hit females, she said. Every big club should have at least one woman, because sometimes if a male grabs hold of a female and makes her arm red, they can make accusations. We can check toilets, handbags, everything, and they react better to you. They like it when they see a female come up to them. Shauna working on the doors at Piper: "The part-time late-night shifts that come hand in hand with being a bouncer appeal to Shauna as it allows her to spend more time with her newborn daughter. She has no regrets about the career path she has taken and thinks women should be treated as equals in the security industry. Sometimes men listen to what you're saying, but when they don't and a male colleague gets involved, they will listen straight away," she said. "We are all doing the same job and we all get paid the same, and at the end of the day, we are just looking out for them and making sure they have a good night. I wouldn't mind seeing more women in the job, and like I said, big venues should have at least one female working as bouncers for them. I don't feel safe being a bouncer anymore." The mom, who is leaving the trade, used to work on the doors at Welly. Image: Simon Reynoldson, a 27-year-old mom from East Hull, who has been a bouncer since her early 20s, recently made the very tough decision to leave the industry she has known and loved for years. After being inspired to become a door woman following a night out in Manchester, the courageous mom went on a course, and just like Shauna, her first shift at a club was on the doors of Welly on New Year's Eve in 2013. "I didn't know what to expect, and I soon found out that no one night is the same. These violent criminals were locked up in Hull in just 1 month, but it was great because I got to meet all these different people that I would never think to have a conversation with walking down the street. It changed my perceptions about some people, and everyone loves me because I talk to people and I've got a nice approach. I don't jump straight in like some men do, because you don't get anywhere doing that." She has since moved on to pubs and bars in Hull, but is soon set to give up her job and embark on a new career in teaching. Despite it being one of the best jobs she has ever had, the new mom became concerned about her safety, and she did not want her new daughter growing up without a mother. "I've been hit in the face, but if you know they are going to hit, you send the men in to try and get them to calm down, because most will calm down then," she said. "I've never had any serious injuries, but since I've become a mom it's brought things into perspective a bit. I don't want to be on the front line anymore. The time has come now to think of my daughter. I'm a mom, I'm getting older and it's just not safe anymore. Like Shauna, the 27-year-old believes female bouncers need to be more treated with more respect on the job, and she thinks that numbers have dwindled in Hull since she began in the industry. It's a male industry now, which I think is wrong because women should be equal to men and it comes across as discrimination, she said. There are not many females at all and I think many companies don't want to hire females in Hull. It's pretty sad because we can do the same job as men if not better. The Hull Daily Mail has recently launched a free app which features all the latest news, sport and what's on information. You can download it for iPhone and iPad from Apple's App Store, or get the Android version from Google Play.